it's so strange, like you said, that we've been brought up and taught that what, you have a problem, like, don't talk about it. Like, that's so strange. But the reason why I wanted to focus on men's mental health in particular, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to sort of channel all the passion, the love and the energy that goes into sort of supporting football and that tribalism of like, we're going to watch Scotland or we're all travelling together, and then having something so powerful like talking about men's mental health.
Hey, I'm Katie J, and welcome to Young Scot's podcast, This Is How I Feel. This podcast is all about having open and honest conversations focused on emotional well-being. And today we're really looking forward to talking to Craig all about men's mental health. You might know Craig from his trek earlier this year, where he walked an impressive 1,000 miles from Hampden to Munich and raised over £77,000 for Brothers in Arms, a suicide prevention charity. So, let's get into it. Hello.
Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me on. It looks amazing. I'm so excited to be here.
You're so very welcome. Now, my living room is, quite beautiful.
Of course,
isn't it? Gorgeous.
It's very beautiful.
What's your favourite part?
I love the sign, but I mean, I've seen the clips and stuff like that from like the podcast, so it always feels weird actually then now being here and you're like, oh my God, I'm in, like you said, your living room now.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant to be here. Yeah, it's so cozy.
Me and all my fake plants are very happy to have you. We really, really are.
I appreciate it so much from the bottom of my heart. It's brilliant.
It's remarkable. I've not watered them for a year, but they're still here. Craig, a little bit of an icebreaker to put into perspective.
I'm ready.
That amazing walking challenge that you completed. We want you to guess how long it would take to walk these different routes.
All right, okay, I quite like this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you
That's
up
good.
for it?
I'm up for it,
Okay.
yeah, because I've probably looked and checked distances a little bit more than the normal person, so yeah, hit me, I'm ready.
For sure. So you think you're going to do well?
I think so, yeah, I'm quite confident.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right, Craig, according to Google Maps, how long would it take to walk from Glasgow to Edinburgh without a pit stop?
Okay, so Google Maps always is a little bit faster, I tend to know, because like you said, it's non-stop. I would say that would take you non-stop like 17 hours.
He's speedy, everyone. He is Speedy Gonzalez. We're going with 23.
Oh, okay. I was actually going to guess 24 and then I was like...
Oh, were you?
And then I went, no, it'll be less than that. Okay.
I think it's all relative, though, because I reckon if I were to do that, it would take me, 3 to 5 days.
Potentially, but like I said, Google Maps, that's like non-stop. That assumes that everyone's just like got unlimited stamina and it's just like right straight there.
Yeah.
Because when you put even the... obviously like the Glasgow to Munich one in maps, it's like it says it was so much shorter and I'm like, come on, cut me some slack.
Yeah, I am only human.
Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, I
Please.
can't do it non-stop, but yeah, so I'm gonna try and factor that into the next ones.
Okay, perfect. Well, I mean, I think you could probably do it in that time.
Nah, maybe.
After all your training. Come
Should
on.
we try?
Go on. No, please. What about Fife to Inverness?
Oh, right.
That's quite far.
Yeah, that'll be a lot longer. I'd say for that'll probably be like, I'll go like 68 hours.
Oh my gosh, no, you're making me do maths because I've got it in days and hours.
Oh, right, okay. I would say then like, well, I might even just change my answer as well then, just to think. But like 2 days and 20 hours.
I'm going to give you it.
Yeah?
I am going to give you
Yeah?
it. Yeah, so it's 2 days and 16 hours.
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah, I think you nailed that.
That's decent,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Given what we know about Google Maps.
Yeah, just to clarify, like I don't need to go and do all these after just to confirm. No, that's...
That would be something that we would support, but not necessarily force.
Right, okay, amazing.
Okay, finally, what about Oban to Dumfries?
Okay, Oban to Dumfries, right. Oh God, this one I'm a little bit clueless on. I don't even know. Give me like... Is there days in there?
Yeah.
I'll go...
Are you thinking higher or lower?
I'm thinking higher.
Okay, interesting. I will give nothing away.
Okay, I'll go with one, because I know that was lower there, definitely. I'm going to go... I've seen that. 4 days and 15 hours.
No, you're so wrong.
Nah,
3 days and 14 hours. You were okay at that.
I got in my own head about that. that last one, I was trying to think
No, you were watching my eyes.
I know, but I was then going like, oh, well, the first two were going progressively higher, so the next up, okay, I bottled that there.
I think the good thing is you're better at doing it than guessing it.
Yeah. The maths part of things isn't really like my strong suit, so I'll stick to the physical walking
With
part.
no map in front of you, I think you did all right.
Yeah. Decent.
Amazing. Well, welcome to the chaos This Is How I Feel. We do start most episodes as well by asking, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling brilliant. Like I said, I woke up this morning. It's a lovely morning, and no, I'm feeling good. Obviously, the past few weeks and months have been a little bit mental, a wee bit crazy. But yeah, overall I'm feeling really, really good. Thank you for asking.
Well, you're very welcome. And you have selected some excellent knitwear to wear today.
Yeah, I know. I thought coming up to winter, I would get some, although this does just have holes all over it, so you get quite a good like breeze as well. So it's like a mix of the both. You think it's warm, but it's just holes all over it. So
you have had a really busy and, incredible year. Are you planning on slowing down and hunkering down for the winter months and just kind of chilling out?
It's exciting. I don't think taking it slow and slowing down is really my style. So I'm not too sure. Like, obviously, like you said, since coming back, it has all been a little bit crazy. I think that no one probably could have prepared me like a year ago to what I would have got up to this year, all the stuff. I probably would have thought that I was a little bit mental if you told me the things that I do, and obviously referring to the walking stuff. But no, it has been just incredible, and I don't really plan on slowing down. I mean, I came home and I was like, I missed home so much. I was away for over a month, and that is the longest that I've ever been away from home. But even since coming back, like, it is amazing, and coming back and seeing everyone you love, all your people, friends and stuff, it's brilliant. But it's not till long that you realise, like, I want to go on another adventure, I want to do this. There's so much to see, so I don't think I'll be slowing down anytime soon. Definitely try and get a few more trips planned for the end of the year, but maybe not anything crazy walking wise. Maybe like a nice cosy relaxed holiday of some sort.
But that sense of restlessness must be such a reality for you, because you did achieve so much and it was so, amazing and out of this world, and you did something really bold. Reality must feel a little bit dull in comparison.
Yeah, like I suppose so. And like you were saying there, it's only natural that in normal life you can't replicate that high every day. You know, the finishing and the whole build up, and even like the Euros and the football to an extent. It's something that was built up so much, and then when finally getting there, that feeling of relief and how amazing everything was, it is only natural that like you can't replicate feeling like that every single day. So coming back home and stuff, and it was obviously amazing seeing everyone and stuff, but reality does kick in quite soon after, and you're like, oh, okay, back to it, back to work and all that, and back to just sort of normal life. And it's a weird reality, like just sort of slipping back into that, because obviously it's probably fair to say that not many people in their life will do a challenge where, say, they're away from home for so long or is so physically demanding. So then coming home to just like going to the gym, going and doing shopping and like
the big shop.
Yeah, just all these things. It's weird, but it has been amazing as well. And in terms of like where I'm at the moment, that's kind of one thing that I've basically had to sit with and sort of digest it all, take it all in, and really just be like, right, that was unbelievable, and it's something that people can never take away from me in the sense of what the whole challenge was. But now it is, right, what's next? What's my next steps? What do I want to do? And like I said, that might not be another big walk or whatever. If it is, it would need to be an idea that really like sort of grabs me and goes, right, I want to do this. But yeah, I'm not too sure the next steps, but I think I quite like being in that space of sort of unknown, just the, right, you can go and do whatever you sort of want thing. It's fun, it's exciting.
It was amazing though, because you had the momentum of the nation behind you at that point as well. We were all buzzing, and it was a really wonderful moment to be Scottish to a point. We know what happened, but in the build up for sure. And then having that, taking that out of the context of the Euros and going, okay, well, now I'm going to do another challenge. It's going to be for me. It kind of reminds me of, obviously, this weekend past, at the time of recording, we've just had the Great Scottish Run. Now, a lot of individuals have set their own personal goals and gone out there and smashed it and done so well. And then it's like, okay, what's the next challenge? This is on me. There's running a 10K and a half marathon, which is impressive and such a remarkable thing to do.
Massively.
And there's walking from Hampden to Munich. How did you mentally prepare for that? Because a lot of people, as I say, have been psyching themselves up for a big moment in their life, a big physical challenge. But that takes the biscuit.
No, for sure. And look, I think it's all relative. I'd done the 10K on Sunday and it was just as hard as to walk, honestly.
Serious?
No, not quite to the extent, but like I said, it is all relative. That is what I love, and I was there on Sunday as well. And like you said, it's the build-up. See the atmosphere and everyone just going out, setting goals, smashing them and doing all these things. At the heart of my challenge, that's basically what it was. It was a goal and it was something ambitious. I was like, can I do this? Will I do it? It's going to be just some adventure, and then setting off and just doing it. But that's what, at the heart of it was all about as well. It was basically just to show people. Obviously, we'll get into the charity side of things and how important everything that was. But the idea in itself, what it was just kind of showing people, like, if you have stupid ideas, you have things that you want to go and do and try, but you're not sure, like, literally just go ahead and do them. Because for what started with me as like a little idea, jotting on some pen and paper, like, is it possible to do that? Then turned into obviously what we've seen now transpire, where obviously we raised so much money and built such a buzz around like the Euros and stuff. It really does just go to show, like, all these wee ideas and stuff, like, people should just go for it. Like, mentally, as you were saying, it was a challenge. Like, it was tough at times, but I think all the best like achievements in life are tough. You don't really get that real sense of accomplishment and achievement without something being tough and without having to go through a little bit of hardship to get there. So yeah, it was tough, but I would do it all over again.
Do you think that the accountability of it being for a charity and having put your plan out there into the world and having people go, is this guy really going to do this? Do you think that was helping you kind of...
It was definitely playing on my mind.
Sure.
Obviously, your own internal motivation only goes so far.
Yeah.
And then the external things are the ones that start to push you through. So 100%, I basically had got to a point where I had psyched myself so much that I was like, right, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And what I had to do at that point was just announce it, because the longer I sat on it, the more I would have got little ideas like, oh, but what if that happens, and what if this happens? And before I know it, I could have put myself off. Mm-hmm. So I got to the point where I just built myself up so much, and I was like, just tell everyone you're doing it. And then I hardly even told some of my closest friends as well. So they were like, what is this thing you're going to announce? Like, what is it? And then obviously not many people managed to guess correctly. And then once it was announced, like you said, that was 100% where it went from a challenge that was like my idea, my baby. Like, I love it so much, to like, this belongs to everyone now, because there were so many people who in the first like 48 hours in the first week had already got so invested, donated their own money and stuff like that. And it was once I started seeing the donations coming in that I was like, oh, this is real. Like, this is, now a bit of pressure to be like, you need to complete this. Do you know what I mean? Because you know yourself what it's like when it goes from just being something that you have to do to having other people expecting it of you. You're then like, okay, yeah, I need to do this.
And that started to happen pretty quickly then? People started donating?
It did. I set the goal. I set all my goals and targets pretty early on. Okay. I was like, we'll see. I can announce this challenge, and who knows, maybe a few thousand people watch it, and we'll manage to, like, if we get a lot of hype, we'll manage to get like £10,000 raised. So that's
amazing.
That's what the target that I set was, and I was like, that's going to be ambitious. And even the charity were like, look, if you can do that, that is incredible. Obviously, as we know now, sitting here, like, it went way past anything that I could have ever imagined. So thank you to everyone, because it was just mind-blowing, the support. But yeah, from minute one of me, from me announcing the challenge, I was actually in work. Stupidly, I announced it on a day that I was like working. But I honest to God, my phone was about to explode with the amount of like people messaging me, being so kind, supportive. And like I said, that is literally, after I finished work that day, went on my phone and was just like, I was almost brought to tears. I was welling up just seeing all these people that I wouldn't even have thought would like get behind it and really just back me. I was like, oh my God, like there's so many people here in my corner, and for them and for myself, like I need to complete this. I need to get it done.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
Sort of carried you through.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. Was there any point after you posted and said, I'm going to do this, this is my plan, was there a part of you that thought, I kind of hope nobody sees this so I don't have to do it? You know, like would you have backed out if the support hadn't been there at any point?
I know what you mean, and it's like a hard hypothetical question to answer, because I don't know. Like I don't know if even if no one had seen it, would I have then been like as motivated and as fired up? Because like who knows, maybe I would have just got like 2 days in, and if no one was caring and that, I would have just like
walked to the closest McDonald's.
Yeah, there's a train station down there, I could get to my bed in the next few hours. So I'm not sure, but at the same time I would like to hope that obviously my sort of mental resilience and the fact that at the start of the idea, it was just something that I wanted to do, not because anyone was watching or not because I thought, oh, we're going to do all these things. It was just because I thought that it would have been fun and I thought it would have been adventurous. So I think I probably would have still like carried through with it. But obviously I'm so happy and I'm so proud of the way that it all sort of played out. The fact that there was so many eyes. It was sort of intimidating at times, you know, when you really took a step back and sort of understood the gravity of the amount of eyes at some points. It was quite strange, but yeah, I would like to think that I would have done it anyways.
I mean, Scotland so got behind you, and what you did for an amazing cause, and just to keep people uplifted, you know, during that time. It was brilliant, honestly. You are brilliant.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Crucially, I think being our kind of love for the game and being Scottish and getting somewhere, it made us all a bit loopy though, because people were doing absolutely bonkers things.
Yeah, I think that literally just, that is what it is all about, supporting Scotland, and not even in a football sense, take that away from it, but just being proud to be Scottish. Like you were saying, I loved the fact that I would go on my social media and I would see people are cycling there, people are getting like all these buses and all that, and I'm just like, that really just goes to show the extent of how crazy people go just to support the nation. And I didn't see that from obviously maybe like we don't see sort of other media and stuff, but I'm like, you don't see that from anyone else, that just like raw passion and love. And don't get me wrong, it is because how bad we are and we don't get there very often. Had we obviously been to sort of all these tournaments, who knows, maybe we would sort of maybe we wouldn't be as crazy, but I'd like to hope that we would, because I think everyone just has that sort of like natural drive to just be like, I'm going to do something crazy. Like Scotland are actually in a tournament, do you know what I mean?
There's an innate urge to go full Braveheart.
100%.
And it's hard to fight.
Yeah. I was tempted to do the Braveheart face on the final day, just walk in, but I thought I'll leave my face bare.
It's been done. It's been done. This is new. I can do something original.
For sure.
But I mean, Scotland fans were voted the best fans in Germany, right?
Yes, correct. It was amazing, and see the atmosphere of even being in Germany. Like obviously with something like that, it's the same for any like international tournament or competition, like football or not football. I just love the buzz of so many different people being in like sort of similar areas, and obviously Scotland fans, like you said, won like the best fans of the tournament. And I think anyone that was in Germany for any of the games or any like section of the tournament will just agree that the whole vibe of the tournament was just, it was immaculate. I loved it.
Amazing. And you started, quite literally, you started before everyone else because you had to get there and you had to use your feet to get there. I imagine that the stories of people you met along the way are like enough to fill a book.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's one thing that I just absolutely loved about the challenge, and the one thing that I was always going to be excited for. I'm someone who loves to do things myself, in the sense of like going away, solo traveling, and doing all this sort of things anyways. So the idea of being put out of my comfort zone, doing this physical challenge, but then also having to, you know, talk to people, meet people along the way. Like you've probably seen, you know, like Race Across the World, that sort of thing, where that's just people put in situations where you kind of need to, you know, you need to start talking to people, you need to get help from other people, and
to survive, to make it.
Exactly. And I think that was the beauty of it as well, of like, I quickly realised when you take yourself just away, walking in like countryside, obviously I was on social media and stuff like that at the time quite heavily, but for hours and hours in the day, I was just out in like beautiful landscapes, walking in countrysides, and you just stop and chat to sort of like everyone you see, and it is really good for the soul, like all these interactions and people that I met. And obviously just naturally in conversation it would come up like what I was doing. They're like, oh, where are you going, all that sort of thing, and I was like, oh, well, you might think I'm a wee bit crazy, but in the people's just like support when you said that was just like, oh wow, like everyone that I have told about this has just been so helpful, wanting to sort of chip in a little way. And even like you're walking through towns and stuff like that of some people that had heard it, and there were some like older people at the window like, you were just on the news, and I was like, that's me. And they were like, God, come in, do you want a cup of tea, do you want water and stuff? And it was literally like interactions like that I was like, wow, people are so like inherently just kind and friendly. And you sometimes being like chronically online and only on social media or living in like a big city, it can be hard to forget that at times.
You miss it. You miss it.
You
What
do,
passed you by?
100%. And I think that really was just a case of like, this is a reality check that there are so many just kind and really, really amazing people out there that just want to be kind for the sake of it as well. Do you know what I mean? And even people that didn't know what I was doing that are just like really, really lovely people. So, and that was all throughout every country that I was in as well. You know, it wasn't just, say, Scotland, England, the places that obviously it's easier to communicate and stuff. Everywhere was just amazing. I loved it.
Craig, what you just said there was so beautiful, but you know what it's giving, don't you?
What?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, right, yeah. 100%. I got that a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, I got it a lot. But it was funny because, like you said, there was times where I would be going through somewhere, someone knew that I was kind of passing through that way, and they're like, I'm joining in for an hour, mate. And I was like, brilliant. I was like, I love that. Thank you so much. And just talking to the people, and it was like, it was the aftermath of these interactions. So once you spoke to someone, you're like, oh, that was so amazing. And just, you would just think about it for the next sort of hour, being like, oh wow, that was really nice. And it does motivate. It does just motivate you to just keep on going. Sort of Forrest Gump way, you're just like, okay, keep walking, just keep going, power through. But yeah, I had that so much. Just although I couldn't grow a beard to save myself, so I couldn't quite go all the way.
But it's so wonderful to hear that these conversations carried you forward, quite literally, because I think a lot of the time when things are virtual, you know, it's lovely and it's great, and thank you so much for donating, but it's a list, and it becomes kind of, you know, something other. So to be actually, you know, side by side with a person and be able to kind of share that experience must have been quite special too.
I don't think anything competes to the sort of natural human interaction. Like you were saying, obviously the support online and all that sort of stuff, the newspapers, it is amazing, and it is so brilliant that so many people got behind it, the challenge, what it was for, what it was doing. But it's like you just can't beat the real human interaction of speaking to people, hearing their stories as well. Like it really inspiring, because it is sort of cliche and is like cringy as it is, like everyone has their own story. Like you do forget it at times, but like everyone has lived their own life, and when you hear all those different wee stories, bits and pieces, reasons why the challenge was important to other people as well, I was just like, oh my God. Like I said before, that's when I realised like this, I don't need to just complete this challenge for like me. This is now like everyone that's supporting it. I'm not going to let anyone down. So, and I'd like to hope that I didn't let anyone down getting it complete.
Far from it. Yeah, honestly.
Thank you so
did
much.
Yourself proud. You did everyone so proud.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let's get into the reason then, because obviously, you know, walking all the way to Germany just to see some football is you know, fair play. You do your thing.
A bit crazy.
But, you know, there's a bigger motivator there, isn't it? Your kind of passion for raising awareness and getting people talking and men's mental health in general.
Yeah, it's so important, and obviously everything that we've spoke about is brilliant. Oh, the adventure, going to go and do this, but
yeah, it's so cool.
It was really, once I sat down and I went, there's a chance here to raise a lot of money and make a lot of noise around something that is so important and quite frankly doesn't have enough noise being made about it at the moment. So it really didn't take me long at all to sort of come up with the charity that I wanted to do it for, the reason. As soon as I knew the prospect of raising money for charity for this and that there would be some people that would get behind it, I thought straight away that men's mental health was something that was so important, and I'm so glad that that is the sort of charity and the reason that we landed on. You'll agree that it's something just so important, and I just don't think people were speaking about it enough, you know?
Quite a unique forum for it as well, because giving the background of we're going to the football.
Yeah.
You know, this might be the target demo for people who are not speaking up when they are feeling some type of way. So being able to connect with that audience of, you know, traditionally there'll be a lot of men going to Germany as well, following you, and that kind of sitting next to, but we're going to open up about how we're feeling, aren't we? Yeah. It's quite powerful.
Of course, that is, again, one of the main reasons why I decided to do it for men's mental health in particular, because everyone knows the power and how important it is to open up about our mental health, and that is for absolutely everyone. But the reason why I wanted to focus on men's mental health in particular, it's obviously not that the rest don't matter, because they matter so much, but like you said, with it being football, you know, a more masculine demographic, you know, we're all going to the football, that sort of environment, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to sort of channel all the passion, the love and the energy that goes into sort of supporting football, and that tribalism of like, we're going to watch Scotland or we're all travelling together, and then having something so powerful like talking about men's mental health, and even just saying the word like men's mental health, it gets on people's minds, it gets people thinking, like, what is this? Or maybe there's someone that I know who's suffering with their mental health. Purely having them side by side was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it. I thought if we can channel a little bit of that passion that just trickles down into sort of then opening up and talking about mental health, it would have been so important. And yeah, it was one of those things. Have you seen that boy who's walking to Germany? Why is it he's doing it again? He's doing it for men's mental health. Straight away, those things are then interlinked. And like I said, even just, you know, having those words on the tip of your tongue, like even just saying that out loud is progressing the movement and is progressing people knowing about it, how important it really is. And who knows, when someone then might start struggling themselves later in life, or even so soon, they realise like, oh no, wait, this is a reality. There are people talking about it and being open that it is a real problem. So that, like you're saying, you put it perfectly with the whole football aspect, and the male demographic was 100% a driving factor for why I was like, right, Euros, Scotland, men's mental health. So.
How powerful though to have been the kind of impetus for sparking those conversations in someone's front room, in the dressing room at football, in, look at me being all showbiz, but whatever it's called, out in the pub, whatever.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, would that kind of conversation been valuable to you as a young person, do you think?
I think so, and even if it wasn't for me personally, like people seeing the people around me, and everyone grows up knowing all these people, and especially in Scotland as well. I think it's probably the UK wide and the rest of the world as well. But I think that it's easy to grow up in sort of hyper masculine environments where talking about stuff like that, like your feelings and stuff, I think girls are just so much better at it. They always have been.
On behalf of women,
females are just amazing at talking about their emotions, and then when it comes to guys,
we're told it's okay.
Yeah, exactly, and you're taught that from like a sort of young age, you know. Yeah. Whereas with guys, it's sort of like, how you been, mate? And it's like, back against the wall. Yeah, I'm alright. It's like, why are you asking me how I'm doing? It's like, it's an uncomfortable conversation to have naturally, and it's so strange, like you said, that we've been brought up and taught that you have a problem, like, don't talk about it. Like, that's so strange. So that's what it was all about, and I think that now I would like to hope, of course, statistics tell us otherwise, which is really damning, and obviously, it's heartbreaking, some of the stats that are around men's mental health. Again, another massive reason why I wanted to do it for that. But I would like to hope that the next few generations and people coming up now, people that are sort of my age, in their 20s, in their 30s and stuff, are going to be like, no, do you know what? It is okay, and it is actually normal to open up about this sort of thing. So I would like to think that we're all pushing in the right direction.
100%. But sometimes it's like we can all have the same common goal, right? We want to get people talking. We want to be proactive about it. You've seen someone in your life maybe go through something and you're like, hang on, I can do something about this. But it doesn't always land. You know, sometimes the best intention do not have the result that we've seen with your amazing kind of contribution to this conversation. And who'd have thought that it was you saying, I'm going to go a big walk.
I know it's crazy, isn't it? And that's the thing, that's again just to harp on about the whole like crazy ideas and things sort of playing out the way that they did. But it was just a sort of, right, there is real scope here to do something mental. Scotland are getting to a tournament, and let's just drum up a lot of noise and a lot of support, not only for the football side of things, that's all well and good, but that would have been massive anyways. It's like, let's talk about something that needs spoke about like right here and right now. And obviously with the challenge and with the sort of importance of what it was about, it's one of those things that there's only going to be a net positive from speaking about it. If it helped one person, two people, three people, it's already a massive success in and itself. You know, you don't lose anything just from speaking about how important it is. So straight away, like, you're already on for a winner, you know, talking about something so important. So yeah, I'd like to think that it did help a lot of people.
And what did the charity say when you came to them and said, actually, I promised you £10,000, but here's what we've got?
It was crazy. Like, I basically went to, obviously, Brothers in Arms. I was speaking to Gary, Dan and stuff very early on. I was like, look, I have this crazy idea. Just hear me out. I was like, phone me, right? I'll just explain it. And Gary, who's amazing, he's well into doing sort of challenges and all this sort of thing as well. So straight away, he was like, oh my God, I love it. Like, yeah, go ahead and do it. Like, thank you so much.
On you go, son.
He's like,
send
brilliant.
a picture.
And the charity were so good in supporting me all throughout the way of like, because I would be lying if I said that I went into this challenge as like a pro in any way. Like, I am absolutely not. I've never, obviously I keep fit. I like to go to the gym, play sports, football,
Obviously.
all that sort of thing. I know I said obviously that. So, but I like to sort of keep myself fit and keep my mental and physical well-being sort of as good as I can, but I'd never done anything like that long or that challenging. So it's all well and good me being like, oh, I'm going to do this, but there was also times where before I had started I was like, can I actually do it? I was like, will you be able to do that? And that doubt does sort of creep in, but having people like the charity who were there and all my friends and family, like, no, you definitely can, like, giving me advice, all this sort of thing, just pointers along the way. It was like, okay, right, thank you. Yous have all been like such a good help. And then on that first day of setting off, I had like friends, family and stuff like that who all came down to see it, and it was really emotional, really touching, and it just sort of came full circle by the end of it as well when we got it all done and we finished it.
Just incredible. And what are you dragging your friends and family along to next? What's the next mission?
I'm not sure. For me, like I said, I don't really plan on slowing life down at the moment. If anything, I quite like the fast pace and doing all these crazy things. But I think I'm just going to continue like my general travels, going and seeing the world, going and doing all these things. Because like I was saying, travelling to all these countries during the walk, you know, crossing over 6 different countries, it's amazing. And I think travel in and itself is so valuable from an educational standpoint that people don't really take into account. You know, you say I'm going on these trips and I'm going on these holidays, and that's brilliant, but people maybe don't realise just how valuable it can be travelling to places a little bit, you know, less travelled to, seeing all these things all around the world. It's just something that gives you amazing perspective. Even the likes of learning small, tiny bits of different languages, knowing the culture and stuff, it's just so amazing, and it's something that I don't think people, when they associate with travel, speak about enough, is just how amazing the sort of educational side of things is. I think it can really mature and grow a person as well, doing all this sort of thing. So I think that's what I'll continue doing, just exploring the world, all these different weird, wonderful places. I don't know, wherever the wind takes me,
Please
I guess.
take us with you. Please document it all.
For sure. And that's another thing as well, is like, I'm going to go on all these trips and I would love to do all these things anyways. So it's like, I'm just going to keep being me, doing all the things that I love to do and documenting it, because if people want to watch and people are like, oh, no way, like, that's cool, I want to see it, then I'm like, well, I'm here anyways, I may as well show people.
I reckon that I already know part of the answer to this question, in the sense that I think if you went back and told your younger self that you had just done what you've done and walked to Germany, your younger self might be like, you've lost it, mate. You've lost it. But tell me, what advice would you give to yourself if you could go in that little TARDIS and go back in time? And let them know?
I'd love that, because younger me loved Doctor Who as well, so I would have loved to. I still do as well. So I would love to go in a TARDIS and go back and.
I saw the last episode in the cinema.
Oh, really?
The cinema.
Oh man, I used to love, like, me and my big brother just grew up like, oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, we need to hang out more.
So yeah, for sure. But I would love to just go back and say, like, look, you're doing well at the moment, you know, don't listen to sort of pressures from other people, because at the end of the day, like, you don't benefit anything from trying to be someone else, you know, just keep being and continue to be, like, unequivocally yourself. Just go for it. All the stupid things you want to do, like, just go for it. And I'm so proud of, like you said, the position that I'm in at the moment, having done what I'd done the sort of last 6 months. But even before that, you know, I'm someone who was just so happy with the way that I've decided to go about going about the world, travelling, working full time, you know, all the holidays and stuff like that I pay for. I pay for them myself, you know, I work full time, like hospitality and stuff like that. It is a grind, and getting to do all these things and go on all these holidays, it's such a reward. And I would just say to myself, like, look, you're going in the right direction. Just don't listen to the sort of pressures from people all about you, and I just continue being yourself, because
it's going to pay off. It is going to pay off.
Hopefully it'll pay off, and you'll go on to do some really good things if you do. So yeah, that's what I would say, I guess.
I think you're wonderful. I really, really do.
Thank you.
And I've had so much fun talking to you.
I think you're wonderful as well, by the way, and I think this is all wonderful. It's brilliant. So
stop, because I will cry, and I have to say this directly into the camera lens, so please don't make me teary. Thanks to everyone. No, stop it. No, really. Like, please. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in for listening. Remember, if you need help or support with how you are feeling, Young Scot, I've got tons of information at young.scot/AyeFeel. That's young.scot/AyeFeel, because we're Scottish. Did we mention it? If you want to follow Craig's adventures, then make sure that you follow him on Instagram or TikTok using @CraigFerguson_1. And is there a dot on the end?
There's not, correct.
That's just a full stop?
_1, yeah, okay, on Instagram, perfect. TikTok.
Siri?
Shut up.
Siri is looking up the talk show host right now.
Yeah, I know.
Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, quite a lot. It's quite annoying having the same name as another Scottish person who's on sort of TV and that. Siri, please shush.
Siri.
We should probably stop saying the name.
Oh yeah, sorry. @CraigFerguson_1. Also, don't forget, if you're under 26, you lucky thing, make sure you get your free Young Scot National Entitlement Card with thousands of discounts in Scotland and across Europe, subsidised public transport, and a whole lot more. And a whole lot more. Visit young.scot/card for more info. Finally, Young Scot members can claim 100 reward points for listening to this episode by visiting Young Scot membership and typing in travel for your points code. If you're not yet a member, visit using young.scot/membership to get started today and earn points for activities and access exciting rewards. So that is it from me. Just about managed to say all those words. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of This Is How I Feel as much as I have. And if you have, then please rate, review and subscribe to us, which means you'll get instant access as soon as the next episode drops. Looking forward to next time already. See you then.